Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. The Fat Lad, Neil Pickup in the mother fluffing house. And I'm here once again with Poland's mighty Alex Kurdecha. Alex, welcome back to the show, dude.
Hey guys, see you again.
Now, the start of this thing, we just got to the point where you had your titanic battle against Krasimir Kostadinov, who unfortunately fortunately for him, unfortunately you, he'll take your place in the top 8 next season. But that sort of unlocks a whole wealth of opportunity for yourself, mate. Obviously the World Arm Wrestling League right there as an opportunity as well. Have you had much chance to sort of observe the arm wrestlers within World Arm Wrestling League? Have you seen those guys? Have you shown any interest in them? And are there any there particularly that you'd like to get your hands on?
Yeah. I want to tell you that these years, like this 1 year of top 8, bring me such a big experience and such a big heart and love to arm wrestling. So now I love this sport. It's absolutely amazing. And even when you're pulling, it's not only about you win or lose, because it's about you pull with all your power, with all your heart. And this is what I like in this sport. Like so much. So I like even like not about the results or rounds or results of vendettas. I like to pull. Now I know it's about myself and what I want to tell about WAL. I saw that there are some difference in the rules. Yeah, a lot of guys talk a lot of things about the difference in the rules, but I saw that in the arm fights with WAL, the guys always make a long pulling. They like pull with all the power. It's not like one shot pulling. They always have some show. They do everything they want to try. They show themselves. They represent themselves. So I think it's a nice, good thing that which make arm wrestling more popular. I'm searching the guys from the WAL. They are great guys. Like for example, the first maybe arm fight I watched it was Andrei Pushkar and Devon were right on the left hand.
The left arm, yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely unexpected for all our guys from the Eastern Europe, yeah. We all think that it will be easy like walking in the park for Andrew, but like we saw that there are strong guys in the USA, yeah, and it was like Devon open for us because previously all of us knows about John, yeah, that he's a legend, he's strong, but everyone knows John, yeah. John is a legend. But Devon like shows us the level of the Canada arm wrestling, the US arm wrestling, that there are strong guys there. So after that, a lot of, for example, Polish guys and guys from the Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, they start to search the guys from the WAL. And now every one of us know such names like Nick Zina, Matt Musk, Dan Lara, John Zank, like Michael Monster Todd, and all of them. So like we know the big names, the names of legends of this sport. We know that their rules are different, but the spirit is one. The spirit of arm wrestling in the guys' hearts, they shows, and we feel the spirit. So this is a beautiful thing which we like most of all. We like the spirit of arm wrestling, not about arm wrestling. It's not about only you win or lose, yeah, because it's about that you are pulling it. It's about you are trained in it, and you are become better, and you can feel all your power. Like during the pulling, you can feel all your power. You can like make expectations from yourselves, makes your limit upper and upper. Like for example, we like the nickname of Devon, like Devon No Limits, yeah, Devon No Limits Runner. So it's amazing, yeah. You put your limits upper and upper. You put the bigger goals, like to be stronger, to be more endurable, to be more technical, to become smarter. So it's a great thing, yeah.
Now it must be exciting for you, Alex, because you've almost with some of the arm wrestlers that have done professional arm wrestling league events, and they've also come over to the World Arm Wrestling League. It's sort of set like showing you the bar, if you will. because Krasimir came over. He pulled a season at the World Armwrestling League. He's now moved back to the P.A.L. for a season. We're seeing you come the other way into the World Armwrestling League, but you know that your match with Krasimir was razor close, very, very, and you're getting better. Your upward trajectory is undeniable. I mean, you get better every time we see you. You've improved a little bit more, and yet that Krasimir was involved in some screamers over there. His match with Marcio, was an absolute blinder. There's so many guys in the World Armwrestling League that I think you match up with perfectly well. I mean, we can talk about a few names, and you can tell me what you know about these guys. Let's start right there. Marcio Barboza.
Oh, it's the name who everyone in East knows. It's like absolutely strong guy, extremely strong guy. He always show that even he don't have the longest arm, but he shows how you can use, like, even in top roll, in the hook, and the side pressure. I think maybe his favorite technique is maybe more top roll, but I see he's really strong in the hook and side pressure. He's amazing guy.
Very versatile. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy in the size, but his strength is absolutely amazing. So everyone know him. I remember that he came to the also our championships. I remember that he also we watched some videos from the for World Championship, and probably maybe it's not a mistake. He goes to Złoty.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I remember that everyone wants to compare. Yeah, it's all about the compare with the guys.
Yes,
you already know,
like opponents where you've seen them pull the same guy and you think, could be great, And
Exactly.
I think with Marcio, that when you had your match with Krasimir, many people, including me, you start to think, that could be exciting prospect, particularly with your skills becoming broader and more well-rounded, and Marcio already having all the... We used to actually describe Marcio as the gatekeeper of excellence. So if you could beat Marcio, then if you can match Marcio, then you're mega. Because Marcio's a bad mother fluffer.
Yeah, absolutely.
He really is. There's no weaknesses on the guy. And he's got, if you look at Marcio's career, he's got wins over pretty much everybody you can beat. All the top pullers, Marcio at some point has took them in. He's definitely a guy that's got an incredible resume. And we can move on. I mean, look at Matt Mask. What do you know about Matt Mask?
Oh, Matt Mask. I like this man. I will say Matt Mask because he's so strong and so extremely top roller. I think that he represents of the this part of the world of top rolling of the of the America. Yeah. So I think probably he is one of the best top rollers of the America, and we like this. He actually from the Canada, but I will say America because
North America,
Europe. Yeah, we always say like that. So he's amazing man. He's absolutely cool. He's big, he's tall, he's really fast, really extremely fast.
I think maybe the same height as you, like 6'7". He's pretty much the same.
Yeah. So I think he a little bit taller than Devon, yeah? Or not?
Yes, about an inch.
Yeah. So I think he's probably approximately like me. So, I remember that when I watched the matches of Matt Mask versus Devon Larat, it was so cool. It was so big show, when you were searching every movement of that guys and you watched it with enjoy, you enjoyed the show, yeah? So it's very important when you see the show, you see that something happened, that these small things which happened on the table, how they took place, how it makes the results in the end. It's like the ball goes from the one part of the field to another, and et cetera, it changes, but it's absolutely amazing then when you see the comparable match where the guys using everything they have to win, yeah? They use the character, they use the charisma, they use the power, and everything, it's absolutely amazing. So it's really cool to watch these videos with the guys, and I think it's really cool to compare yourself with such guys like, for example, Matt Musk. I think it will be. I'm not sure about myself. I'm not so like experienced, but I really want to try his hand on the left, mate. If it will be possible one day, it will be enjoyable to use these chains.
Now let's look at that a little bit. We'll come back to some right-handed options shortly, but let's just explore the fact that you've got a very good left arm. As you said earlier, maybe your favourite arm is your left arm. And there's some real talent. And again, we've already spoke about Marcio, who's a real serious threat left-hander. But what about other guys in there? What about Ryan Espy? Another
Ryan
giant from Canada.
Yeah, very, very big man. Absolutely cool gentleman, but on the arm wrestling table, he's a beast. He's very big. I watched his match. Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. I don't know how long he's on this sport, but like he showed the level. Yeah, he showed the huge, cool level. He know how to use his power. Like for me, it's maybe a cool example to watch his videos, to find the lessons on these videos, how to use. When you're a big guy, you need to have good also technique to use your power in the best way. So I think the Ryan is a good example of these knowledges, of this experience of using your body of big size in the table. So yeah, absolutely amazing guy and absolutely very strong guy.
I love you and Ryan. I think that's such a great potential matchup on either arm. And for me, personally, Ryan Espy is often overlooked. He's a very, very talented arm wrestler. When I was running the arm wrestling, the Arm War Super Series, the arm wrestling super match format that I used to do, I involved Ryan as often as I could in any of the big elite tournaments. We did an event which was a forerunner of the top 8. Actually, the first time anybody had done anything like that. It was called the Gathering. And it was on the top of the MGM Grand. If you go to armwars.com, you can see it in there. It's at Armwars Sin City. And basically, we ran the Gathering on the top of the roof of the MGM Grand in a penthouse suite out on there. And Espy was involved with that. Don Underwood was there. Travis, Tim Bresnan, who I know you know very well. Monster Michael Todd, Devon Larratt, Richard Lucas. So some absolute beasts in there. But for me, I'm going to say Ryan Espy is one of the most underrated super heavyweight arm wrestlers around because has ability both arms. His left is his favourite arm, certainly the one he's more confident on. But he's no bum on the right. Multiple world champion. And he's sort of like, a little bit like yourself, he's sort of a bit BFG, he's the big friendly giant guy, you know, he's just endearing, nice guy, doesn't go out and shout it from the rooftops, but he's a match for people, you know, he's a very, very strong guy. And even in his most recent outing in the World Arm Wrestling League against a rock-strong Jerry Caderet, he made Jerry work, you know. So I love that match with you and Ryan. I think that works great. That's a match I would love to make. I think it's an exceptional prospect, and I'd love to see how that went down. I think it could be an absolute screamer on either arm, if I'm honest. How would you feel about that match, mate?
Yeah, I'm absolutely won this match. I remember because I also watched the video with Ryan on the Moldova, yeah, and he shows a very good arm wrestling. And I absolutely agreed about this with you about his rated, yeah. I think he always probably even in the US pulling with the strongest guys in that moment, and he shows a cool, very strong arm wrestling. He make the works for his opponent. He puts all his power, and he's really powerful. So I think for no one it can be easier to pull with him, and I think he's really cool. So with somebody, I like also to pull with big guys. So if you ask me, I want to try myself with Ryan. Absolutely, yes, yeah.
Now another super powerful big guy that's relatively new in the World Arm Wrestling League, but came in with a bang and he's super popular, as I'm sure you will be, is Wagner Bortalato of Brazil. Now, you're probably going to see Wagner's already put something out with your face on there versus him in sort of a this is by no means a real match, but if it went down type of thing, you know.
I will tell you that I'm also put this picture on my stories on my Instagram for everyone who wants to watch these things. Go to my Instagram, Alex Kurdecha, and I want to tell that that I like Wagner's charisma. He's put his charisma into the fight. He also opened his heart and pulling this everything he has. I very like these things when you are not only a sportsman, you are like a person, yeah?
Yes.
You shows your character, you shows your emotions, you shows your pulling. Sometimes I'm not always turning on these things on my head, but when I'm turning on, it's when it works, it's absolutely another me. So I like to pull with all my power, to scream if I want, to make something cool. And when, you just do what you want and you pull with your opponent. So that was Wagner doing always on the armwrestling table. So I think
he makes the match come alive, doesn't he? He's a larger than life character. And I think that's something you guys are I think that goes off like a bomb. If you and him left-handed, could be amazing. Could be amazing. So much physical presence on the table and so much explosivity. I love that match. Absolutely love that match.
It will be a loud match, I'm sure.
Maybe need a spare table because that table maybe. Now then, I wanted to mention some other names to you guys you maybe didn't expect, and I'm going to start with one who again is sort of under the radar, but this guy's underrated because he's done a couple of matches that maybe were more sort of show matches. But what about Mike Aiello?
Mike Aiello. I do, I'm not agree with you because some guys say that Mike Aiello is not the top rated guy. I know I'm here from other guys that who is Mike Aiello. He's maybe probably fourth or fifth in the rating of the US athletes. But guys, everyone, especially from the eastern part of the world, I will tell you, remember the match when Mike Aiello at Moldova pulling the hook with Piotr Margarin.
Mm-hmm.
Piotr Margarin, a year later, was the winner of that kind of top 8 in Moldova. They make this competition, and Piotr was the first. He won that competition. And I remember that years before when on that competition it was me, it was Andrei Trubin, Gennady Kvikwinia, Revaz Lutidze, a lot of big names. And I remember that in the open category, Mike put his arm with Piotr Margarin and pull him on the hook. So from that moment, I know that Mike is absolutely stronger.
He really is.
Who has very strong hook, absolutely, and he never looks like a weak guy, looks like Mike. He's absolutely amazing guy. So.
Yeah, he looks like Mr. October from the, as my wife puts it, fireman you'd like to calendar. But, that's Mike. But he gets a lot of, like Steve Rowe, he got a lot of aggravation for, not owning a shirt and spending so long on his suntan. But behind the laughs and the jokes and the funny memes, he wants to win. Mike wants to win, and he's very serious about the sport, and he's a big man.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Also remember that we all expect the championship in Canada. Jeff Frank,
the Red Deer
organized that championship. God bless him and help him to do everything because now all the organizers have these problems. With coronavirus, the things, it makes everything harder to organize. And I remember that Mike on the comments of that post about the competitions says that I don't want the competition. So he's absolutely confident. He's confident on his power. He's strong. He feels confident. He's a absolutely cool arm wrestler. And, this is a guy, when you go with him, it will be, never can be easy match with the guys like Mike. So it will be absolutely interesting. And, honestly, I even don't want to check my hook with the mic. If I will pull with him, I will probably pull in the top rope.
Yeah, well, why run into the fire if you don't need to, mate? If there's a way around it, yeah, take the bridge. Always nice when your feet don't get wet. So let's dig a little deeper, mate. Let's test out your knowledge of US arm wrestling a little bit. Some of the guys that are on the fringe coming forward, and what made me think about this was you saying you're going to go to Red Deer. One guy I'm sure you would have encountered there was a certain Mr. Wayne Withers. Are you familiar with Wayne Withers at all? Is that a name you've come across?
Oh, I'm red now because I want to be honestly, I don't know too much about this athlete. So I want to ask you, represent these beautiful athletes for me and tell me something about him.
Well, I'm going to take your word for it on the fact that Wayne's beautiful. That's a big, scary son of a... Let me tell you now, if Wayne Withers pops up at the end of my bed, the first thing that pops into my mind is not, that guy's beautiful, but I'm going to take your word for that. I'd be just thinking, where the hell's my gun? But joking aside, Wayne Withers is a big man. He's around the same as yourself, around 6'7", somewhere around there. Big man. Real rising star of North American arm wrestler. Guy that's coming into his own now. He's starting to sort of get on the radar of a lot of people over there. He's had some impressive wins. He had a win against Matt Mask at a competition over in the US, and a lot of people noticed that, and there were some people saying, that wasn't the real Matt Mask, and other people saying it absolutely was the real Matt Mask. But one thing you can't deny is that Wayne has the tools, he has the presence, he has the hunger, and he's another guy that's right there on the fringe. So I personally expect that we will be seeing Wayne Withers in the World Arm Wrestling League soon. Certainly hope that's the case. And he's another guy that I think he may be in your future, Mr. Kurdecha. Maybe in your future, mate. That's another guy that I think matches up well with you. But we'll move on from Wayne for right now if you're not familiar with Wayne. What about Nick Zena? Because that's another guy who's making a bit of resurgence right now.
Oh, Nick Zena, yeah, of course I know this arm wrestler. Also, I have the pleasure to know his name because, I watched the videos with him. In the Europe, we know the guys from the US, the videos, yeah, of course we watch the videos. And if we watch the firstly most popular video. And Nick has a lot of very popular videos. We always watch who is the big guy? Yeah, who is the strong guy? Oh, it's Nick Zena. Okay, yeah, I know that guy. I hear about him, and it was for me. It was the first time I remember. I was also watching the videos with Nick like this. So he's very, very big. I'm not sure. He's probably one of the biggest US wrestlers, And for the technique, he's very he's very unexpected. And I know he's like only top roll on the side pressure on the hook. I remember that in the match I watched, we even don't find which technique is his favorite.
Yeah, he's not got a pure favorite, you would say. He can go in a lot of, he's very versatile, pulls in a lot of positions. Tends to stick more to the top roll, or sort of he applies the top roll probably as first choice, but he doesn't necessarily apply what you'd call a running top roll, a counter defensive top roll. He's very much all feet forward, attacking, driving through people. And Nick is very fast. He's quick. He's very fast. He's deceptively fast. He's got some real fast twitch fiber going on. But I think the thing with Nick is that he's been a little up and down. 1 minute he's very good, then he's had a number of serious injury issues, bicep tendons have blown off and things like that. But when Nick shows up at his best, he's a handful. And that's another guy that, for me, when I'm thinking about things mentally, who's this guy match up with well, I think you and Zena is very interesting. So you could be a busy man. You could be a very busy man, mate, over there. Now let's move on to more established names, and the three men that I'm going to mention to you now won't come as any sort of surprise to you at all. But I want to get your thoughts and feelings now. with more of an emphasis on how you feel these guys compare in terms of threat level with the men that you've been facing in the top 8. The first of these needs no introduction anywhere in the world, may be the world's more famous arm wrestler. Talk to me about No Limits Devon Larratt. What do you know about this guy?
Like I tell you before, the Devon shows that it can be real no limits. Like every arm wrestler want to put his limit upper, and upper. So Devon, I think he don't know where is his limit, somewhere there, and So he has his nickname not just for the right. He has it like by his fights. He has amazing fights with Andre on the left hand, with nobody expect this kind of the match. He shows the interesting arm wrestling also. Always he shows always intelligent arm wrestling. Okay. Yeah, like I said before, Devon earned this nickname, No Limits, because Devon is absolutely amazing. He shows the intelligent arm wrestling. He shows that arm wrestling can be interesting, like for everyone. He shows the arm wrestling, which is interesting for girls, for the seniors, for the kids, for everyone. Like, I think he shows the best from arm wrestling. And about him, like, I'm absolutely happy that I know Devon. Like, I saw a lot of his match. The first probably was his match with John Zank when he was pulling on the Vendetta, and no one of our guys was expecting such a result. So Devon always doing some magic. Nobody expect what Devon will do, and he do always something new. So he's absolutely, like, I will say, interesting arm wrestler. So we don't know what to expect from him. He has no limits. He can, like, one with the guys in a way which we are not expected he will do. And he's absolutely cool guy. He's his charisma. He's open-minded guy. He always show you something, learn you something, and bring something from arm wrestling to you. In your mind, in your heart. So that the guy, I think he helped to go into our sport for a large number of people. So, and also I think he makes arm wrestling more popular. Cool that we have such a guy like Devon.
Yeah, I agree. A tremendous ambassador for the sport, and he really has done a lot for it. Talking about guys who are very established, mate, what do you know about the Gingerbread Man, Jerry Caderet?
Oh, Jerry Caderet is an amazing guy. First of all, I know his specific technique. For our Europeans, his technique, it's like a little bit weird. Like nobody expects in the start position, like when you go the straight of your wrist, that something will happen like Jerry do it. Jerry do the cool things, like he's absolutely strong in his movement. He's absolutely amazing, Even I saw that the guys who can think about only how to hold their hand and win the position. Yes. Jerry will show that this type of the guys that it means nothing for him. He will give you the position and doing his move, and he's absolutely cool, guys. His technique is unbelievable.
And he's very unique, very rare that somebody attacks in that position. How have you ever faced anything like that where a guy, I mean, I know you got into that kind of situation with Krasimir, but usually it's when you've taken the guy's wrist and it's a defensive strategy. So the arm wrestler that you're facing doesn't ordinarily look for that for the start. They end up losing their hand and wrist, and then they have to pull there. But for Jerry, he literally, that's his attacking first thought is, I'm going to sit there, forget the hand and wrist, I'm just going to drive sideways, and I'm on it. That's it. Now, how do you think you'd deal with that? Have you ever faced anybody like that before, Alex?
To be honest, I even tried these things in my pulling. Yeah, I remember then when I was not so strong in the wrist, not enough, but have the general power. I was using this effect of that my opponent don't expect that I will go like this with all my body, with the chest, and you go forward, yeah? You not go to the side, you not go forward, and the opponent can be not prepared for that. But Jerry is amazing that he used this. You already know that he will use it, and you try to think what I will do with this. Top row is absolutely not enough, because we all remember the match with Travis Badge, and come on, Travis is absolutely cool top rower, absolutely strong.
Oh yeah.
And I remember that in the matches was absolutely not enough to deal with Jerry Kurdecha. So Jerry is absolutely fantastic in his technique. And I know that when I was like pulled with the guys, we have always strict rules that we have the pads. Yeah, we need to keep your elbow on the surface of the pads. And like you can use, if your opponent go forward with open wrist, you can like hold and try to pull by your back your opponent into your position. And after that, like doing small
fingers, walking.
Yeah. And after that, even if you go into the hook, for example, the triceps, you're already on the start better position. On the straps, straps also make their work. But Jerry, he's a guy I think with him it's not work. With him,
well, it's strange, isn't it, with him? Because with Jerry, you can be in that position. Normally, if you get such a massive advantage in the match positionally, then the person you're arm wrestling is going to burn at a much quicker rate. But with Jerry, not the case. Jerry's become, I mean, when I said it on the show with him the other week, his sort of go-to move is one position. His secondary move is that he has found a way to become very comfortable in a position that is unbelievably uncomfortable. I mean, he's stretched out, he's outside his shoulder, he's lost his hand and wrist, he's top rolled by some of the most raw, powerful mother fluffers that you're ever going to encounter on an arm wrestling table, and they still can't put him away. And he's in multiple round, 6 round, 5 round format tournaments, and he's in a situation where he's probably pulled 6 minutes at a time, because he's pulled 2 minutes or more in each round. In a couple of instances with Michael Todd, much longer. I think one round was 7 minutes. And yet he's still able to come back the next round and pull just as hard and do it again. He's got as much stamina as... He's like your dad on a bike. He's that guy, isn't he? You and Jerry and your dad. Can you imagine you get Jerry and your dad in a pub? They're having a beer about how big mother fluffers can keep doing it for a little bit like, It'd be awesome, wouldn't it? But the last man I want to cover here, mate, is Monster Michael Todd, the reigning hammer holder. How do you rate Michael? He gets a lot of love and he gets a lot of hate. What side of that fence are you on, mate?
Michael absolutely earned his name. He's monster, but he's a good monster because he also goes for our competitions in Europe. He comes here, he shows himself and put himself against top of our arm wrestlers. And he always showed his best side. He's a beast. He's strong. He has really interesting technique, which is in Europe not maybe very popular. But according to the rules, he always he has his chest up on the surface of the table, so it's according to the rules. His elbow on the elbow pad is also according to the rules. And he pulls with all his power. He always even puts if you wanna do something when come on, let's try, And everyone try to do something with his technique, but it's never easy. Even for the guys like Dennis or like Andre, the guys who can smash at everyone in one shot. But for them, it was absolutely big trouble to have the arm fight, and especially the later rounds with the Michael Monster Todd. So Michael is gentleman, but on the table, he's a beast. He's a monster. He's a guy who also very long in this sport. Everyone, I think, knows Michael name.
30 years,
Yeah, and now he goes step by step to the top. So now he's a hammer holder. Everyone want to try with him. Like, I remember the times when Dmitry Trubin was win with him on the arm fights, on the Vendetta, but after that go to Arnold Kasich and lose after that also. So Michael, it's not enough to win with him one time. Because I remember in the Zloty Tour was a guy from the Poland, which I know very good because it's one friend of mine. It's Piotr Matuszak.
Yeah.
And he was the second in the category who won with Michael. The first was Andrei Pushkar. After that, I don't remember the names. Michael won a couple of matches. And after that, Piotrek used his hands, he goes by fingers, upper.
Hand, yeah.
Yeah. Put something versus Michael. Technical hit, Piotrek don't goes too fast, to not make extra pressure of his wrist. And he was smart. I can tell he was smart enough that he goes in position of the triceps where it was comfortable to attack them with Mike. But after that, the Piotrek says, I don't, even for 1 second, I don't think that I'm better than Mike. That I just think that that day, it was my happiest day. That was, that guy tells to me, because when you won, when you just put your power versus legend of arm wrestling and you have the good pulling, not even equal, but you already pull and you feel your power and the power of opponent, it's makes you the feeling how to become better, what to do else, how to go forward, how to use something new. And Michael, he has some specific technique which everyone's expect from him, but never how you feel before you have the arm fight with Michael. I think the Michael is the guy who needs to check everyone. If you want to be best, you need to have arm fight with Michael.
I agree.
You just need it. Yeah.
And if you had sort of $100 in your pocket, £100 in your pocket, what match between Monster Michael Todd and Levan Saganashvili over 6 rounds, how do you see that match going? Who do you think would win that match?
Okay, I have $100, so I need to tell you some press story, Yeah. I will tell you about the match between Michael Monster Todd and Levan Saganashvili. Before this match, I will tell you something about the match of Denis Siblenko.
Okay.
We saw the match, the last day of Vendetta, when it was Denis and Michael. How was hard to Denis without wrist position, without 100% control of the wrist. How can be you are going to the trap, you lose your endurance and you lose. And how hard to find the position in which you can control and won. Because Michael is a guy, if you won 1 or 2 rounds with him, it's matter nothing for you. It's not enough.
Right, yeah.
From the 3rd round, he maybe become even stronger. He turning on his monster or beast mode, I would tell like this. But to want to say that, for example, with Denis, you remember the match where was Richard Lapkus.
Yep.
In the US. Richard Lapkus has big size, really strong arm, extremely strong side pressure, and also good position in the holding and also pulling in the chest, I say, this direction. Yeah. So for Denis, it was problem when somebody huge and strong goes there in that position. Also, for example, for Dave Chaffee, he's a guy who also very extremely strong in the side pressure, and he has extremely strong wrist. He's big, he's huge. And if you remember the match where even Dave won with Denis, it was a little bit approximately similar and comparable with the match with Richard Lapkus and Denis.
Okay.
So if you put the story, you can find some statistics and you can find some keys on that matches.
Okay.
And everyone think about Levan that's from the matches now we saw about him. Everyone remember that he lose with Sabin Badulescu. Everyone remember that he have the troubles with Krasimir. But now Levan this year is absolutely another level. It's not the same year before.
No, this is interesting because Michael Todd, I would say the same. I think Michael has gone to a very different place. I know Michael very well, and I'm going to say that knowing where Michael was when he pulled Dennis the first time, when he pulled Dennis in the Vendetta, the man right now that's got his hand on the hammer is a totally different animal. Different animal.
Exactly. Michael became better match via match after match. Like, even he came here, like I said, he was losing with Trubin the first. After that, he became stronger and he know what to do, and he won with him on their last, I remember, Arnold Classic, if I don't mistake. So he make the steps. Always he make the steps. He goes 10 to his goal, and but wanna be very interesting match. It's an extremely interesting match with Levan, because Levan is he's strong in the hook, he's strong in the side pressure, but he's extremely, not everyone knows that he's actually top roller.
Yeah.
He use his huge hand, and not always he make the move of the wrist, because sometimes he don't need it.
He just doesn't.
If you remember the match versus Dmitry Trubin, Dmitry attacked his fingers, attacked his wrist, even like I will try to show, even Levan open a little bit his wrist on that position. So from that position, he also can go to the top rope. It's absolutely fantastic. So I think that on this moment, Levan even won 6-0 versus Vitali, which is absolutely amazing top row. I think we can call Levan the strongest top rower of the world, maybe. And I think it will be absolutely interesting. It will be enough of that movement versus Michael, or we will see absolutely interesting, absolutely long match like Beast, Michael Monster Todd versus Hulk from Georgia, Levan Saganashvili. It can be, I will tell you, it will be very, very interesting match. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If you had to predict a score, what would you do?
I will cut my money and put 60% on Levan and 40% on the Michael. I think.
Okay, 60-40.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Guys, that wraps up this edition with Alex Kurdecha. We're going to get Alex back on various shows. I want to get this guy back on with some of his future opponents. But just firstly, mate, I want to say thank you so much for taking your time out, your busy day. This guy today is believe this or not, I kid you not, this guy is working today at a rabbit farm.
Yeah, it's true. I was on the rabbit farm today, and even don't expect that this mobile internet will be enough for
super cute rabbits. He sent over some pictures. How cool are those little guys? Awesome, mate. Absolute quality. What a dude. Alex, thank you so much for taking the time out, coming on the show. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure, brother. It really has.
Thank you, Naeem. I really appreciate it. I'm absolutely happy to be the part of your show. And best wishes to all the guys who watch the videos. I hope you enjoy all this. And keep safe, train hard, and love arm wrestling.
Tremendous.
All the best for you guys. And also one important thing, guys, if you want to see me in the match versus some guy which you enjoy the show, write me on my Instagram, Alex Kurdecha, and we make all the possible to make enjoyable event for you, and you will watch it.
Tremendous stuff. This guy's seeking out the challenge. What is cooler than that? Ladies and gents, if you like the show, please like, share, subscribe, let people know about it. And we'll be back with Alex on the show very, very soon, I'm sure. Alex, thanks again, brother. And for all you guys at home, I hope you and your families are safe and well. And until we see you next time, take it easy, peeps.